I was diagnosed with epilepsy in a non-true form, as well as hemiplegia, which is a form of stroke damage. It basically means that I have partial paralysis down my left side, and with the epilepsy I was having up to 17 seizures a day, every single day. As you can imagine, it left my body in tatters and in a lot of pain, and I could barely sit up straight, stand up straight. I couldn't walk properly or feel anything down my left side. I had physiotherapy from the age of about 5 through to the age of 15, and then again after an operation called a tendon replace in my left leg, which was very painful and rather pointless operation as it turned out, as it actually made the limp in my left side worse. Physiotherapy hasn't helped at all. I still have, before I came to EMMETT Therapy, I still had no feeling in my left side whatsoever. So, when we first started, I could feel touch sensation in my left side. I could, move more freely, because a lot of my arm, limbs and fingers, they would seize up through not using them properly, and I could walk a bit more easier. I could stand for hours at a time. My back pain completely went, and it was just amazing. I couldn't believe the difference from the very first session, being able to walk down a twisted flight of stairs and not have to worry about banging my head on a wall. It was great. I mean, just being me, and then being able to feel my husband's hand when he held it, being able to feel it when he touched my leg, it was amazing. And as it progressed, I was able to walk further and further. I've been able to walk here today from the town centre without having to stop once, whereas before I would have to stop about 2 or 3 times. I tripped up once, whereas before I probably would have tripped up 4 or 5 times on an even pavement, just because my foot didn't want to work the way it should do. And it helped a lot, just with everyday little things, being able to open a bag of frozen chips without having to use my teeth or a pair of scissors. Having that strength there, I never knew I could take that for granted. And my other half used to find it quite funny, because when I first started realising I could do these things, I get really excited. And being able to switch off a light with my left hand, and being able to pick up a crisp out of the back of the bag, it's amazing what I can do now. Even when the sensation's starting to wear off, I'm still automatically doing that. I'm still picking things up with my left hand and being able to do that, and it's life-changing, it really is. And it really does work. I just couldn't believe from day one to now what a difference it's really made. Not just physically but mentally as well. I feel like I can approach more people. I don't feel like I walk like a pregnant duck anymore. I feel more confident in myself, and therefore I find people are approaching me rather than the other way around. I feel like a completely different person.
Great.
I'm not scared to leave the house anymore, and I feel like, even help with the seizures, that was the big thing. Before I had the operation, I went on a treatment called Prostat, which shut down my ovaries, to test whether or not having my ovaries removed would work. And whilst on that, it reduced the seizures down to 1 or 2 a month, and having my ovaries removed has actually reduced that further to having no fits at all. But I noticed that once I started the EMMETT therapy, I was on this for 18 months, but once I started the EMMETT therapy, it reduced it even further. because I wasn't carrying the stress or the pain around, so I was, you know, a lot less worried about things, and stress is an imbalance in itself, and the less stressed I am, the less seizures I have. So it's helping even more with that, and I hold between having my ovaries removed and having the EMMETT therapy. That's what's keeping me fit free at the moment, because I know I don't have to worry about all the things that have happened to me in the past, or the stress of falling over, or I've brought in a picture of me having my arm in a splint, because whenever I had a seizure I would, you know, damage my arm in some way or other, and that hasn't happened since I started the EMMETT therapy. I came here by bus. That's the second time in 5 years, and the first time I've not had to worry about having a fit. And like I said, it's partly down to the operation, but it's also down to the EMMETT therapy, because I can travel. I could never travel on a bus before. I couldn't even get on a bus before, not without having to worry about getting to a seat before the driver went off without falling over. You know, I know I'm rambling, but it just makes such a difference, and it's just a remarkable change. It really is. It's lovely, and I can't stop smiling now. It's just wonderful.